On the news tonight, President Buhari congratulates Governor Rotimi Akeredolu as INEC declares winner of Ondo governorship election. Aftermath of NSAS protests, Inspector General of Police disbands Federal Anti-Robbery Squad nationwide. Dozens more protesters and demonstrators arrested as anti-Lukashenko protest continues in Belarus. Rafael Nadal wins 13th French Open title. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Hello and welcome to our comprehensive news package here on Ogun State Television. I am Olayinka Shodunke. President Muhammadu Buhari has rejoiced with Rotimi Akeredolu on his re-election as the governor of Ondo State for another 4-year term. In a statement, the president lauds the resounding victory of the governor at the election, noting that the votes gathered show that one good turn surely deserves another. The president thanked the people of Ondo State for keeping faith in their governor and the All Progressives Congress, noting that the people know the person and the party that truly serve them and have spoken in clear voice and unmistakable tongues. President Buhari also appreciates the electorate in Ondo State for comporting themselves decently and in order and for exhibiting conduct that indicates the country is making progress in its electioneering behavior. He also gave kudos to the Independent National Electoral Commission for organizing credible, free and fair election and to the security agencies in ensuring that orderliness was enthroned and maintained. The president urged Governor Akeredolu to be humble and magnanimous in his victory and to serve the people of Ondo State even better than how he did first. Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu was re-elected as governor of Ondo State, winning 15 out of the 18 local government, while Itaya Jegede won 3. Based on the vote secured, Chief Returning Officer for the election, Professor Olayinka Idowu, returned Akeredolu as the governor-elect at the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Akure, which doubles as the final collation center.
Akeredolu, male of APC, 292,830. 292,830. Eyitayo Olayinka Jegede, male of PDP, 195,791. 195,791. Agbola Alfred Ajayi, male of ZLP, 69,127. 69,127. 69,127. 69,127. That Oluwarotimi Akeredolu of APC secured the highest number of votes among all the 17 contestants. Moreover, it was expected to score at least 1/4 of the votes in the 2 terms, that's in the 12 local governments, but it scored at least 25% in all the 18 local government areas. Then moreover, the margin of lead, that's the difference between his vote and that of this person of the candidate who placed second, is higher than the number of cancelled votes. So the margin of lead is higher than the number of cancelled votes. So consequently, having satisfied the requirements of the law, I hereby declare Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, as the winner and is hereby returned elected.
Away from the Ondo governorship election, youth development is an integral part of the Building Our Future Together agenda, as the energy and creativity of youths in Ogun State will be channeled towards agriculture development, information and communications technology, infrastructure development, capacity building, education development and entertainment, among others. The Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, stated this while addressing some young entrepreneurs in his office. Governor's office correspondent Tunde Olaniro reports that the governor stressed that the current administration is on a mission to rebrand the state.
You are a very, very important part of the success of this state in the area of agriculture, and you are, by so doing, an important part of our building the future of Ogun State together. We are on a mission to rebrand this state. That's our mission. We are on a mission to rebrand this state. Rebrand this state as a state where you can come, live, work, and play conveniently. Ensuring that there's peace and security in this state. We're ensuring that this state has good roads so that you can crisscross this state from Ipokia all the way to Waterside. Relative ease. You can go from Odeda to Imeko without having to wonder how will you get there, or go to Agbara without having to worry about the potholes. We want to ensure that people like you, our youth, we employ you, that you are gainfully employed. We're offering affordable housing to as many people as possible. Our plan is to, by May next year, to have built over 2,500 housing units. It will be the first of its kind in the history of this state. We want to ensure that we have primary healthcare centers in every ward in this state, a befitting one where you can go and get treated and have the confidence that you'll be well looked after. We want to ensure that in this state you have uninterrupted power supply, meaning electricity becomes a thing of the past. So we are on a mission to rebrand this state. This state will occupy its pride of place in the committee of states in the world, not just in this country. And you are a very important part of this building our future together dream and agenda.
Parents and other stakeholders in the education sector have been advised to support the government in training of the girl child in society in order to reduce rape and other forms of harassment. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun made this known in Abeokuta during the celebration of the International Day of the Girl Child with the theme My Voice, Our Equal Future. The governor, who was represented by a special assistant on student matters, Aziz Adeyemi, said his administration is committed to developing the youth, especially the girl child, due to the significant role of women in the society.
It is no longer news that we've recorded a series of rape cases, sexual harassments, social harassments, and other social vices as well. So we take advantage of this day as set aside by the United Nations to mark the International Girl Child Day in December 2011 to campaign against these social vices as well, and as well sensitize our students and also assist them in some areas of needful.
A lot of us are using our phones. This phone can make us and it can destroy us. Some guys will tell us, why don't you send me your nude picture? Do I need to send that? Help me, girls. Do we need to send that? No.
Nigeria and recommend collective effort as a major strategy in order to win war against rape and set the girl child free from predators. It was encomium galore for the Ogun State Head of Service Alhaja Salimot Otun as the Royal Set of 1973 to 1978 of Remo Secondary School Old Student Association organized a reception in our honor on our appointment as the 17th Head of Service in Ogun State. Held at the Nandes Hotel, Shagamu, the Akaribo of Remo Land, His Royal Majesty Oba Adewale Babatunde Ajayi led other royal set members to host Alhaja Otun, whom he described as the right choice for the state civil and public service and a great ambassador of the royal sets and Remo Land, the Akaribo of Remo Land, while advising the head of service to continue to leave lasting impression for good on anyone who crosses a path, commended the Ogun State government for fixing some roads in Remo and, like Oliver Twist, sought for more to be done.
This one I can say here is so unassuming. And that is what we want. That is a great ambassador of our class set, a great ambassador of Remo. And I'm glad she's comported herself very well, and she's done what we think she ought to do.
In your separate goodwill messages, the head of service colleagues, Mr. Yinka Awopeju and Mrs. Ariyike Komi, described Alhaja Otun as a well-behaved, well-cultured, diligent, quiet and simple person whose humility, diligence and good upbringing which took her this far are traceable to the traits inherited from a parent. Also speaking on behalf of the Civil Service, Department Secretary, Bureau of Local Government Pensions, Mrs. Folashade Kokuno, said Alhaja Otun is someone who is loved and cherished by the workforce, as exemplified in the way joy engulfed the entire service when appointed as the head of service. Other speakers at the reception, which included retired Colonel Emmanuel Shoda, former Speaker of the State House of Assembly and two-term Commissioner in the state, Basharun Muyiwa Oladipo, the President, Remo Indigents in Ogun State Civil and Public Service, Mr. Olayinka Abdul, and the husband of the head of service, Alhaji Otun, spoke glowingly about the good characters and deeds of the head of service and admonished her to continue to uphold the good works she is known for. Responding, the celebrant of the day, who doubles as a president of the association, Alhaja Salimot Otun, was overwhelmed by the love showered on her by the royal set of 1973 to 1978.
What sums it up?
In the face of many challenges confronting the country, Nigerians have been charged to be steadfast in prayers and be positive in contributing their quota to development of the nation. This came from clerics who spoke with our reporter, Ido Fabajo, while monitoring church services in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. His report.
In full compliance to the COVID-19 protocols, Christians across the state gathered in their worship centers, being a Sunday to worship God.
Checking of temperature, washing events were the order of the day in all churches visited in Abeokuta of the Ogun State capital. The message, as adhered by the clerics, is for Christians to be hopeful that the nation's dwindling economy will rise again.
The Bible says that in the last days we will see some problems, and as a Christian we're supposed to have it in mind that this problem that we are facing is part of the last days prophecy. So what my advice to the Christians is that we should hold our faith, we should hold on to our faith. We should believe God, that it's only God that can do all things.
There have been times of depressions, there have been times of recessions, there have been times of the valley, but then they don't last. They come and they go. My advice to Nigerians is to put their trust in God, number one, and then to stay optimistic. Why? Because tough times never last. So they should just keep persevering. They should keep hope alive. When there is hope, all is not lost. The nation will yet bounce back again, and then we will see the sun shining again.
On the other hand, another cleric said Nigeria attains the age of 60 by grace. Hence, Nigerians must not stop praying for continuous grace for unity.
It is the free gift of God that is not grace that will survive the coronavirus period. It is the grace of God that has been Nigeria independent until now. 60 years. Nigeria did not collapse. Nigeria did not scatter. And Satan is saying there is somebody here because of my grace.
It was praise, thanksgiving and prayers, as well as teaching of the word in churches visited, while the congregations adhered strictly to the sitting arrangement of 2 meters away from each other. Ido Fabaju, OGTV News.
You're still watching OGTV News. More news and reports after the break. Do join us again. Welcome back. Christ is the giver of every good thing and is required in every journey of life for one to weather the storm and have a joyous ending. Very Reverend Festus Osayigbemi made this known in a sermon at the 60th birthday and retirement Thanksgiving of Very Reverend Olusegun Adelaja held at Freeman Methodist Cathedral, Ogbe, Abeokuta. Matthew Showomi completes the report.
A day to look back and give thanks to God for His benevolence and faithfulness in the thick and thin of life over the course of 60 years and civil service career, as Very Reverend Olusegun Adelaja, popularly called Babarire, glorifies God as he bows out of service as the image maker of the Ogun State Universal Basic Education Board at 60. Very Reverend Rufus Osoyigbemi, in his sermon, said having laid a good legacy that everyone is testifying to in the state civil service, the celebrant deserves to have a good rest and continue to offer his service to God.
You have a good legacy that is being embraced by the host of heaven. And so why will you not enjoy your retirement?
General Manager of Ogun State Television, Bashon Festus Kehinde, was represented by Mrs. Mutrayo Sholanke of the Programs Directorate.
From the celebration, it's very obvious that Babarire has laid a good legacy, and that we can see in what people have been saying about him, especially the preacher. And we can only wish him well.
The celebrant was joined on the altar by his wife, children, and family members as he offered praises to God and presented a gift to the church to mark the great occasion. The wife and children of Very Reverend Olusegun Adelaja described him as a very committed officer who believes so much in the virtue of hard work.
I am very, very excited today to witness today because he's alive, hale and healthy, that there is no any cause for alarm.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí aya inú mi dùn gan torí pé lọ́jọ́ òní ó ṣojú wọn.
Very Reverend Adelaja said he can only thank God who saw him through the thick and thin of civil service.
I feel elated, though I will be missing my colleagues, but however, it is good to have a rest after hard work. I thank God.
The celebrant started his civil service career in 1989 as an information officer in the Ministry of Information and Strategy. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
That was Very Reverend Festus Osonyi Bemi. The Ogun State government has called on residents within the length and breadth of the state to take advantage of the ongoing second phase of its community-based COVID-19 testing. The testing, which is free of charge, will be held across the 20 local government areas of the state from Monday to Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. for the next 3 months. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tommy Koka, revealed in a statement that sample collections will be carried out in one specified primary health care center in each local government, saying health personnel in the primary health care center have been trained specifically for this purpose. She said once samples have been collected, the health personnel will transfer them to the designated labs within the state for testing, adding that this method will not only lead to increased testing, but also help review the true burden of the disease in the state. The Commissioner urged residents to present themselves for the exercise without nursing any form of fear or misgivings. She said the decision to domesticate COVID-19 testing in the 20 local government areas of the state was founded on the national recommendation of community-based testing as a means of improving early case detection and treatment of both symptomatic and asymptomatic cases. According to Koka, evidence have shown that increased testing, including those done within communities, will improve case detection, ascertain the true status of infectivity, and thus help in limiting spread of the infection, particularly through unrecognized local transmission. The headquarters of the 81 Division of the Nigerian Army is currently hosting Captain to Major Practical Promotion Examination CMPPE 2020 for no fewer than 62 candidates at the auditorium of Rankin Mess of the 35 Artillery Brigade, Alamala, Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The examination, which is expected to last for 5 days, is aimed at assessing and preparing junior officers towards the attainment of staff course while improving their knowledge and standard in the military profession. Benga Adekoya's report is presented from our studios.
62 candidates drawn from various formations and units of the Nigerian Army and supporting staff from 81 division comprising both Lagos and Ogun State are currently participating in the ongoing Captain to Major Practical Promotion Examination for the year 2020 at the Vulcan Mess of the 35 Artillery Brigade Alamala, Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. During the exercise, the candidates, mainly captains, are expected to participate and be tested in various categories of exercises, which include physical and medical fitness, map reading, tactics, low-intensity conflicts, communications, French language, skill at arms, among others. In his address, the examination president, Major General Loki Rabo, thanked the Nigerian Army for creating a conducive environment for the success of the examination, while tasking participants to comport themselves fully, as it is a milestone in their career.
It requires no emphasis to state that your performance in this examination will determine your growth in the Nigerian Army. I therefore advise you to accord the examination all the seriousness and determination that it deserves. I would like to assure you that my team and I are here for your sake. We want to bequeath a standard which you in future will be proud that you are a part of.
The Grand Officer commanding 81 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Gordon Omolo, represented by the Brigade Commander, 35 Artillery Brigade, Alamada Barracks, Abeokuta, Brigadier General Iremia Amadaso, says Ogun State is very safe in terms of security, charging the participants to be security conscious.
The Ogun State or Abeokuta is a fairly, in terms of security, is very okay. And the challenges in terms of security is not bad. So I want to advise you that you should not take anything for granted. As it has already been communicated from above, we should take our personal security serious these days.
Members of the public are hereby advised not to panic on some movement of troops and military equipment within Abeokuta metropolis between Sunday, October 11th and Friday, 16th of October 2020.
The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has announced the disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police Force. He said the operatives will be redeployed to other police formations and commands. Adamu announced this in a live broadcast on Sunday afternoon. The announcement came after days of online and offline protest against the brutality and extrajudicial killings by SARS operatives nationwide. At the briefing, the IGP said the Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police Force, otherwise known as SARS, is hereby dissolved in all the 36 state police commands and the Federal Capital Territory. The briefing was immediately followed by a statement signed by the Force Public Relations Officer, DSP Frank Unda. Following the recent directive by the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, that Special Anti-Robbery Squad be dissolved across the country, the Ogun State Police Command wishes to inform the general public that it has complied with the directive with immediate effect. To this end, all personnel of SARS in the command have been directed to submit their operational gears as well as change the inscription in their office situated at Mabon. With this directive, SARS has ceased to be in existence anywhere across Ogun State. Also, despite inflicting injuries on 2 officers of the command, the Commissioner of Police has ordered the release of 27 youths arrested in the wake of SARS protests for the sake of peace. Meanwhile, the command wishes to warn that since SARS, which is the basis of the protest, has been dissolved, all forms of further protest should be abolished. Now to the following, saying U.S. President Donald Trump is no longer a COVID transmission risk to others, the White House physician has said. Sean Collins' memo is the first update on Mr. Trump's health since Thursday. There has been concern that he might still be contagious following his 3-day hospitalization. However, the statement did not say whether Mr. Trump had tested negative. And now let's have the weather forecast for tomorrow. Let's remind you that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Also, do not forget that you can now watch us live on these platforms: Apple, Roku, Windows, BlackBerry, Facebook, and Android devices. You can also watch us live on our website www.ogtv.com.ng/live. And that's it on our comprehensive news package for today. Thank you very much for watching. I am Olayinka Shodunke. Good night.
The board, management, and the entire staff of OGTV felicitate Right Honorable Lakunle Oluomo, Speaker, Ogun State House of Assembly, as he celebrates his 57th birthday. We wish you more impactful years ahead and pray to God Almighty to grant you sound health